Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream Monday morning, and that's it. I've just brewed myself a cup of coffee. I've got my traditional mug today with my name. So welcome, everybody. We'll check in to see who's here. But before I do that, just want to thank everybody for joining. Number one, and if you're watching this on the replay, we do our live stream every morning, 8 a.m. to about 9 o'clock Pacific time, Monday to Friday. So it'd be great to have you join live. If you're not able to join live, the replay is always on YouTube. It takes a while to process, but it will get up there eventually. So thanks. Let's see who's here this morning on this Monday morning. And we've got Candace. Welcome. I haven't checked my email. Candace, did you hopefully email me back? We got to get that video sorted. I will check that. I'll be checking that today. And I always, Candace, I have your live stream on Sundays on reminder, and it's Sunday, so I'm not on top of my phone or notifications as much. And I always when I just pick up my phone, it's like I miss it. I always miss it. So I caught a bit of the replay, but I will. I'm gonna put a little notification on my phone that I think beeps or something, so I can catch it live and join it. Join it up. So okay, there we go. Third is a go. Okay, well, I'll email you back after this today. I'll get into my email, and I always forget that I have an email for this channel. It's so bad, but it's not the one. Obviously, it's not my day-to-day email. So I'm slower to reply. And it's funny, when I first logged in there, when I emailed you, Candace, it was funny in terms of spam. I had so much spam in there from people emailing me, wanting to edit videos and make thumbnails and all sorts of junk. So I had to clear that out, but that's all right. Stan, good morning. Welcome. Good morning. Got a couple of articles to talk about today. A couple of things, and one of them actually this morning, as everybody kind of knows, what we'll talk about is obviously Black Friday's coming up, right? It's the big shopping day. After U.S. Thanksgiving, which is on Thursday. So markets closed on Thursday for the States, and then closing early on Friday. But there's all these Black Friday deals, right? You see them advertised everywhere online, or you're getting emails for Black Friday and everything else. And there's always a lot, and you're like, sometimes you can never take advantage of them. But my tip, I don't know if anybody watching, but it's worked for me for the past basically 2 years, as I use Adobe for editing videos, and I also have Adobe for work. I have the full-on Adobe suite. It costs a fortune, but it's got all the apps I use. So for my other channel, I have I use Adobe Lightroom, but then for work, I have the Adobe Acrobat that I have to use for editing PDFs and stuff like that. So I use Premiere. I think Candace, you use Apple, if I'm not mistaken, but there might be some people that use Adobe products, whether it's the full suite or maybe a certain number of apps. And if you sign up for subscription, which I have, you pay every month, but they always have these great deals for signing up, Black Friday deals, right? So of course you log in and you're like, it's not valid for existing clients. So I went onto the chat this morning, and oh, there we go. So Candace does use Final Cut Pro from Apple. So I went on the Adobe chat this morning, and there's a thing you can go through if you want to change your plan. And sometimes what it will actually do is automatically give you some suggestions or deal upgrades to change your plan. And nothing showed up for me. So there was no savings. So I went up to the chat and I just basically asked, hey, is there any Black Friday savings for existing clients? And the chat comes on and says, no, those are just for new clients, unfortunately, but let me pull your account and we'll see if I can offer something better. So I waited a few minutes, they did their thing. And I say and they came back, and I've got the same plan now, which is everything. And I've got a bit of extra cloud storage added to it. And I saved $7.50 a month. So I'm happy about that. It's about $90 a year. So happy. My day started off good on Monday, saving on my subscription, $7.50 a month. So that, on that note, if anybody has any kind of reoccurring, we keep talking about reoccurring subscriptions and this will lead into the article that I've pulled up. Check what you have and check if there's any, I'm gonna get in touch with I have my cell phone. I'm gonna get in touch with my cell phone provider before Black Friday to see if I can get any kind of deal if I do something there as well. So it's maybe a benefit to spend a few minutes just to check on any kind of any kind of subscriptions you have that you keep going and want to keep going, but you might get a decent maybe a little discount or a deal. It just pays to ask. Had I not asked, I wouldn't have gotten. So that was kind of nice. $7.50 a month. So that's another. I can put an extra $7.50 a month into my TFSA. So I was happy about that this morning. So that brings us to basically my first article, kind of leading into that. And we've been talking about this a lot. And where is it? There we go. And let me share this screen. Add this to the stream. So how and this is kind of what it was for me. It's like how quiet spending is eating into your budget and you don't even realize it. So this article mentions, I'll scroll down here. So even if you have like obviously a budget, obviously people are feeling the pinch, right, with everything. So they're calling quiet spending, which was when you make a purchase you don't think twice about, or it's like a force of habit. Or convenience, right? So it can be basically charging subscriptions to your credit card, which you might not want, and also buying stuff. Like this is notorious if you're out shopping, especially at the grocery store, at the checkout or something like that. You're grabbing something that you wouldn't normally buy, and those will really add up. So just something to be aware of, and also for online shopping, adding extra amounts to your shopping cart that you wouldn't normally buy, in order to get like free shipping or like a discount of somehow. Like I know Amazon does this as well. Like some of their grocery items, if you add like 5 items, you get a 5% discount. But if you're buying something that you wouldn't normally purchase, you're not really saving that money. So it talks about that, just to be aware of that, because that can really eat into all of a sudden you get your credit card bill at the end of the month, and it's way higher than you are expecting. So this one kind of mentions for people that have a lot of subscriptions and stuff. So it does mention younger Canadians, because they typically will use their not necessarily their credit card, but their phone a lot more. So everything's kind of tapped. So you're not even really necessarily paying attention. And it's basically saying that younger Canadians, 18 to 34, are more likely to report frequently using their credit cards to make purchases and charge subscriptions to their cards, according to this survey. So what it did kind of recommend doing is, to actually, the easiest way to kind of break all those subscriptions is request a new, and I guess this would work. Obviously I haven't done this, but request a new card from your provider to get a new card number. And then obviously because of that, you're forced to update all of your subscriptions that you want to keep running, because obviously if it doesn't go through the bill, your subscription will end. Now that I would be careful with, depending, because I think you're better off taking your monthly bill and looking at your bill and really going through it, because if you have any other kind of payments on there, like for example, a cell phone payment that's coming to your bill, you don't really want to be late on your cell phone payment, because that does report on your credit bureau. So be careful with some of those things. But a good way to maybe look at it is look at all these subscriptions again, as we're saying, and you'll be amazed how much you can save. And I don't have my card linked to my phone. I rarely use my credit card for like small little purchases and stuff like that. I do use, which this works for me, is I will like actually transfer like spending money over to my Shakepay, and I use that. So I'm more aware of how much is actually going in and out, just from my little discretionary spending and stuff, as opposed to just putting everything on the card. My credit card mainly I use for reoccurring stuff like cell phone bill. If you have insurance that might go on there, that kind of thing is kind of carries through to my credit card. My subscriptions are like Adobe, my phone bill, that kind of thing. I find it keeps it all in one place, so I can keep a better eye on and it's only one bill to pay instead of all these like multiple bills. But just something to be aware of. And Nadia, hola, yeah, I knew you were away. Hopefully you're enjoying the, here it is cold, damp, rainy. So hopefully it's nice where you are, living it up on the beach. Nice, must be nice. Hopefully you have I don't know what time it is there, but maybe it's probably, I don't know if it's necessarily coffee time, probably margarita time, depending where you are. So quiet spending, just something to be aware of going forward. We talk about that a lot, trying to save kind of any kind of pennies we can to invest instead of blowing. Now, the other article I have, which we kind of talked about in the live stream when I had my buddy Rob on, talking about mortgage rates and all that kind of stuff, is, oh, it is. So you're in Tulum today. Nice. Tulum is very nice. I've been to Tulum a couple times, not for years and years and years. Make sure you go, getting sidetracked, but make sure you go see the ruins. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat there. And hopefully not too busy. But the beach is gorgeous. Really nice beach. If you're going to see the ruins, bring your swimsuit to go down right on the beach. And last article here we can pull up. I will share. And we actually talked about this on the live stream when my friend Rob was here. Home Capital. So I don't know if anybody owns Home Capital. I think a few people might in their TFSA. I'm not sure. I know EQB has come up before, and we've talked a little bit about it because their GIC rates and stuff like that. So Home Capital Bank is wanting to get acquired by Smith Financial in a $1.7 billion deal. So on that note, if you owned, they basically are offering to pay $44 in cash per share. And the good news for people that did hold Home Capital is the stock closed on last Friday at $27.05. And as of today, if we actually go in and look, it's up 56.5%. So if you have bought Home Capital Bank on Friday, you are having a good day today. So I don't know if anybody is. Let me know in the comments today to see how everybody is. If anybody had that, I don't know if Candace is still watching. If you did, I can't remember when I saw your portfolio if you had that or not. I think it might have been EQB, but I know EQB is popular, and I think EQB has probably had a bit of a jump because of this. I'm going to assume up 12% there. So if anybody has EQB or home capital, it's a good day for you, which is nice. I do not own that in my TFSA. I wish I did. And oh, hey, thanks, Canadian Dividend Investing. Thanks for joining live. I get your comments all the time on the replay, so it's good to have you here. If you have questions, shoot them in. You know what to do. Shoot them in the comments. If you have anything that you want to bring up, as always, free to do so. And thanks for joining. That's great. It's always nice to have more and more people every day seem to be joining in. I'm gonna have to up with all the people coming. I'm gonna have to up the production value here and get going here with maybe I'm thinking in the future with the channel a bit better microphone, because I am just using the microphone that's on the computer, and I have to get a proper tripod. I'm just using the computer camera, which I think is okay, but it would be nice to get a proper camera hooked up to do the live streams too. So that's in the future. We'll see how that comes through. Up the production value for everybody that's joining. Maybe once the channel is monetized, then I can justify that expense. And Sharma, welcome back. Great to have you. All the regulars are here, which is awesome. And I guess if I did catch, if Candace is still watching, maybe not, but I can talk about her. We are going to be setting up a live stream together. We've got the date finally ironed out, so we'll get that posted. I'll get it on the channel. She'll get it posted on her channel too, which is great. We're going to be going the 3rd of December, so first weekend in December, talking about all things YouTube. So you can kind of, if anybody has interest in that, you can join in and talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about investing too, but focus mainly on YouTube, our channels, and just a good all around, I think, conversation, which will be fun. It's always good to have it's always good to have new people. And Candace, yeah, I was just talking about our I saw your kitten on the live stream, and very cute. Looks like one of the cats that I used to have that's no longer with us, because I think it has the extra paws. So it looks very similar to my old cat. But another question I had, Candace, I was listening to your live stream, and you're still very bullish on oil, and I'm really thinking of maybe finally jumping into the TFSA, into that ETF XEG, and that was what I was talking about. I noticed today's down. I guess I can handle the volatility, but I just haven't invested really directly in any kind of oil or ETFs in oil. So that was my kind of thought. I think that is something I'm looking at to dip my toes, but I have to check out if I can, enter in kind of not larger position, but I want to try and do a chunk if I'm able to do that in that. So that was all. That was what I was talking about and bringing up. So I do really enjoy your live streams. I can always learn a few things. And then other than that, the market today's been not, obviously it's a holiday week, so maybe that's part of it. And so we talked about oil, very bullish, tanking right now. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. It's down today. I haven't looked at that ETF yet. For those that are watching and wondering what ETF is, I guess I could put it in the chat here. It's XEG. Oops, XEG ETF. It's like a well, I could pull it up here. I guess that would make more sense. It's basically S&P TSX Energy ETF, iShares, and I've had my eye on it for a bit. I can put it up in the chat there. XEG. That's Candace's favorite ETF, I think, or one of them, anyways. But I've had my eye on that before. I actually had some of that in my unregistered account and sold when it went up. So. Yeah, and I read that this morning. So OPEC, yeah, they're considering increasing output, and so the oil prices dropped today. But if Candace, I think you probably can jump in on this. I've only looked a little bit, but isn't their strategic, isn't their reserves still very depleted, if I'm not mistaken? So they'll have to replace those, which should be good for oil. But we'll have to see. I think it's one that I would probably, if I get into it, if I can make a little bit of profit, that's something I would probably just take off the table. Because of oil, I mean, I say, oil's volatile. Meanwhile, I have Bitcoin, but yeah, I guess that would obviously make it jump up if all of a sudden we hear an announcement that Biden's deciding to increase their strategic reserves. That could probably be good for the price. Unfortunate thing is, I mean, it's down today, but I don't wait till payday, which is always the way. But things, I don't know. I think things are coming back. I did the update on my portfolio. Obviously, I have a bit more of speculative stocks in my TFSA, but I was actually looking on the weekend I was looking at my RSP that I have at Wealthsimple, and I do regular RSP contributions there tied to my paydays that just go in, and I pay attention, but I don't pay a ton. It's not because you're not daily having to look at it, or weekly as you do, because I'm not basically deciding when, I decide when the money goes in, but not when it's been investing. And it's been just kind of chugging along, and actually it's doing okay, which was nice. It's come back quite good. It's obviously way more diversified than my TFSA, with different ETFs, emerging markets, that kind of thing. and it's not like not doing terrible, which is nice to see. So I think if anybody's seeing our investments kind of come back up, right, from the lows that they were, which is nice, and just carrying through. Again, with that one, I do regular deposits every 2 weeks with payday. It seems to work well, so I don't even miss the money. But the goal for the new year, because my car payment is finally going to be finished in February, so my last payment's January, end of January, is I'll have more to be able to put into my TFSA now, which is nice. It's going to be nice to have that off my. It's always nice to have a bill off your plate, So I'm really looking forward to that. I kind of almost thought, should I just? The problem is I'm not going to pay it out because the interest rate's so low that it's like one of those old car loans that you could get for like 1% kind of thing. I think it's like 0.99 or something, like something silly, 1.29 or whatever. I'd have to double check, but it's like it's not worth paying out at this point, really. But very close. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be able to increase the regular payments on my goal. My goal is to kind of take that and to start to, because it usually would come out of my bank anyway. So put that into one. I want to increase my RSP because I never put enough in my RSP, but also my TFSA. So kind of split that up. That's the goal going forward. But then always what happens is you get another bill or something else, obviously car repair or something like that will come up, but that would put a bit of crimp in it. But I won't have that monthly payment, and I'm driving that car till it doesn't drive anymore. We'll definitely not be buying a new car anytime soon. Although car prices, from what I understand, are coming down. Used cars and a lot of new cars. I think people are realizing everything's getting more expensive. They maybe shouldn't have bought that new new car with the really expensive monthly payment during COVID. But I'll maybe take advantage. Instead of buying a new car, I'll buy some Tesla shares in Tesla instead, which is getting hit as well. Not doing too great. I think it's the lowest in 2 years, November 2020. I think it is right now, which is good if we are able to buy it, but not if you hold it. And that's all the news I had today. Mondays always seem to start off kind of quiet. There was actually, I guess the other thing that jumped out of me was the Disney brought back their old CEO. Where is it here? They did, and they're doing okay today. If you have Disney stock, Bob Iger came back as came back to them. So that's, I guess, just good. Just try and save them some money. Try and make them some money. I don't own Disney, but unless it's in that ETF, I'd have to double check if it's in VFE. It may be a small position in there. Hard to say. There's so many shares in that one. Bob Iger. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I think it's Iger. So that's good for people that have Disney. I think, Candace, you have Disney, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But that's one to check out. So I guess there's some action. There is some stuff happening today, but it's always, we ended kind of last week, kind of not much, pretty flat, down a little bit. At least I did, but we'll see what happens carrying forward. I'm still thinking we get through this, and we just continue with our plans and strategies, and and deposits. And we'll be happy when this all turns around. I'm not, the big, we could talk about the big R word, recession. I think we're already kind of, it's always seems to be, by the time it gets finally confirmed, it's like we're already in one, and I think we kind of are. We see that with house, obviously housing's taken a hit in Canada, the market, everything. How fast we get out of that, I don't know. I think we're going to be in for. It's you read both ends of it. Some say it's going to be sharp and fast and then back up, or who knows. I don't like predicting things, but we'll see what happens come the new year. I think we're pretty much guaranteed with rates. December 7th is the Bank of Canada. I think we're pretty much guaranteed a rate increase again, which is definitely going to put a crimp in people's holiday spirit. Number one, because it's never great to spend more money on interest if you have debts. But so in reading what I'm reading is a lot of retailers are not overly optimistic for this holiday season for retailers. We're seeing that already, like we talked at the beginning of the stream, with deals, right? And lots of Black Friday deals for shopping. That'll be interesting to see what happens out of the States in terms of, once those reports come in. But I think we're seeing more deals for maybe not food, but just more discretionary items. I think a lot of places are sitting on a lot of inventory that they were clamoring for over the last year and a bit, but now that inventory is sitting. So I think we'll see some deals. Whether people buy those is a whole other story. And Candace likes Star Wars, right? Disney has all the Star Wars stuff, but don't have any. Okay, no Disney. I forget who had Disney. Someone on the channel had, I believe, was talking about Disney. But and I was reading an article about who was it? It was the Amazon. What's his name? Right on the tip of my tongue. I have to find this. Why can't I think? These people, Jeff Bezos. He was. There was an article that I saw this morning that popped up. Basically, where did it go? Now these articles always disappear, but Bezos was basically saying, don't make any big purchases because of the upcoming recession. Like don't go out and buy a car, don't go out and buy new appliances. Keep your cash. And I kind of tend to agree with that. There's been like on my other channel that I have on YouTube with photography, there's been a camera lens that I've been wanting to buy since it got released, and it's like it's too. It's like, if you know camera stuff, it's ridiculously expensive, and I'm like, I just can't justify that. I really want it, but again, it's a big purchase, so it's like I think I just want to keep. It's always, I think, keep a nest egg in just in case. So I'm kind of with Jeff on that one. I think of trying to avoid any kind of big purchases. I think keep the money in your account. Don't go crazy this Christmas with things. Look for different ways to celebrate it. And our family's not a big gifting, when you get to be, if you don't have kids, or you don't have, once you hit, I'm 40, turning 47, and it's like, what do you need? You know what I mean? Like, you don't need things for Christmas as much. It's more so the time you can spend with, it sounds cliche, right? But it's more so the time you can spend with your family, I think, trying to get together. My mom's in her 80s, my dad's in his 80s. So it's like, you can't, there's nothing to buy them anything anyways that they really need, so we just kind of get together and try and get together with the family, as opposed to going crazy with gifts, because it gets kind of silly, because even if you end up going to see people or friends or some family, and people always seem to feel like obligated to get them something, so you end up going like, and I cut this out with my brother years ago. My brother, we'd always, we'd always buy each other a gift card, and I'd get him, $50 gift card for iTunes or something, and he'd get me $50 gift card for Amazon. And it's like, it's just trading the same. And not that it's the dollar amount, but it's like, why not just do nothing? And because now I'm going to get something on, Amazon that I probably don't necessarily want or need, and he's going to get iTunes that he probably doesn't want or need anyway. So we kind of cut all that out a long time ago. And it's nice to be not stressed at Christmas about what. So it's like, what do you're stressing about what you go shopping for somebody, and it's like, you save yourself that heartache. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Are you like, I remember going to malls at Christmas, and it's just like gong show, and it's like, you're thinking to yourself, like, what are we doing here? And you're scrambling at the last minute because you're like, oh, I'm going to this party or whoever, I have to get something for this. And it's just like, you go crazy. So we've made the decision not to like partake in any of that and just get together as a family. And it's like, makes you so much, it makes you so much less stressed that time of year, because Christmas can be so stressful. I get why people want to go away at Christmas and just avoid all that. Go down south and spend time with your family and not partake in all that craziness, because it can go crazy. So it'd be interesting to see how this year pans out. Like, back to Bank of Canada, if rates go up, it's going to make a bit more dour kind of Christmas, I think, for a lot of people. And we'll see how that goes. Let me know if you are a big Christmas, go crazy at Christmas, or this year is this year, if you're watching, you pull, maybe reining the spending in a little bit. And Julius Caesar, welcome back to the channel. Yo, great to have you here. It's always nice. And other than that, going forward on the channel, if you didn't catch it on the weekend, I shared a video update of the portfolio, still in the red, which is it seems like par for the course. It's going to be weird to when I'm filming a video, and if everything is ever in the green, it's going to be a weird video. I'm not used to that, but I think going through it, I was hoping it's coming up. That was my 98th update, which a couple people pointed out, and Candace pointed that out, and Vic pointed that out. And so the like centennial update is coming, 100. I usually do about 2 updates a week, so you can kind of figure out how long it's been going. So we'll probably get to the 100th update by this weekend, because I like to do an update kind of midweek. I was hoping by like 100 we'd be like, doing great, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll have to figure something out. Maybe something special for the 100th episode. Maybe change things up, the format a little bit, or if anybody has suggestions with what they maybe want to see or hear in the update videos, let me know. I've kind of kept them relatively the same for the last 90, almost 100 episodes. So might switch things up. Might switch things up a little bit. Maybe get some different look and feel to them. We'll see how that goes. Maybe change up the thumbnail to surprise everybody a little bit on that one too. And we'll see how it goes forward for the new for the next 100. I don't know how many it will be until I get to the actual, like, the goal obviously is $100,000. It's getting there slowly and surely. Like, it's, I'm just happy to have where it's at. I kind of think of it almost too, that kind of, if I wasn't consciously putting extra little bits when I can into there, it would get blown, that was kind of the start of it. It's like it would disappear somehow, like money in your account always seems to disappear unless you get rid of it and put it aside where you're not as tempted to touch it. And it's it's been even though it's red, it's just nice to see that built up because it's there. It's savings. It's still there. I mean, if I was to sell it tomorrow, that's a good idea, Candace. That's a really good idea. That could be a video on its own for its 100th video, 100 update video. Yeah, 100 of a single stock that you can hold until 200. That's a good idea. I think a good one for that would be like something that's attainable, obviously. I've been maybe even like, I think a good one for that's is because we've talked about before with the dividends that are like, is the RSI, Roger Sugar would be a good one for that one, which would be, I mean, it would be, I mean, how much is RSI today? It would probably be about $500, right? That would be a nice one. $6. It's $5.94 right now. I like that idea. So RSI is a good one. Roger Sugar. Do you have an idea? What were you thinking? 100 shares. It would have to be, I mean, 500. Yeah, that would be like, if it's 594 today. Yeah. So $600 RSI DIV. What is? Oh, that's the DIV. That's the is that a global? Is that the ETF DIV? Global? Or is there another one? No, it must be DIV dot. Diversified royalty. Yeah. Oh, that one would be. Okay, I'm going to write this down. DIV. What I could do. That's a good. Really, I'm going to do that one. Diversified royalty. There we go. That one is that's more attainable to buy 100, and then I could roll them into. Do they pay quarterly? I don't know. I could look. I guess I could always look. Let's go to. BIV. Let's pull this up. Is it? Oh, it's quarterly. Right? Oh no, it's monthly. It's monthly. Yeah, monthly. Sorry, I could have got answer faster in the chat than actually searching it up. But I was sharing it on. I was going to pull it up on. I was going to pull it up here. Onto dividend history. So monthly, there we go. Penny, just over a penny, almost 2 cents. End of each month, yeah, almost. See, I didn't even have to look at this. We've got Dan. Thanks, almost 2 cents. There we go. I think that's doable. I'll do a 100 shares of something. I think that's a good one. Thanks, everybody. If there's any other ones, let me know. I think I'll do a. I'll have to write it down because what I'll do is I'll do a poll. Those polls are always fun to get some engagement, to see what I should purchase, like the one for the savings with the this finger StreamYard savings, $33, 25 US. So 100 shares for the 100th video. Good idea. Thanks, Candace. So that'll mean probably by next Monday. I guess I have to. And Tanda says 12:13. There we go. Nice. That's good. I have to scrape some. I'll have to, if it's 100 videos, I'll have to either scrape some money together, or really stretch out the deposit. No deposit. And that's like, yeah, that's cool. Good idea. I like that. Makes it worthwhile to jump on the streams. And then if I hold it to 200, well, I would just keep putting the dividends back in there, I guess. I'd have to top it up if I make 2 cents, because 100 is not going to give me enough to buy a whole one each month. But I could increase it a little bit and just add and get buy one more every month as it comes through. Good idea. Nice. I like that idea. Here we go. And on the on the note on the channel, we talk about that. It's great to see it. It's like every live stream is a new person for the most part, and it's always and the regulars coming back in. So it's awesome. I enjoy getting the day started in the morning with talking about all the investments, and I really do enjoy it. There we go. Yeah, like XL Tim coffee. Skip the coffee and buy div. That's a good way to think about it. That's a good way to think about it. That's kind of what I do with a lot of it with Dan, with like with Shakepay or something like that. Like, because I have it on my phone, right? And I'll be driving somewhere and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna stop and get a coffee. I'll just go to the drive-through or something. And I think, I can wait till I get home to make a coffee. And then what I'll do when I get home is I'll put that money, I buy Bitcoin, put it over. Just one way to kind of do it, just to kind of think, but because that really adds up, you get all these little bits. Coffee is, I had to go get groceries on the weekend, and this got me actually thinking. I messaged a friend of mine, and I was driving down the street, and the Starbucks, it literally had, I kid you not, probably 25 to 30 cars in the drive-through, lined up. It was like lined up down the drive-through, out the mall kind of corner parking lot, and it was back up the street. So people were trying to turn in right to the mall, but that wasn't the mall entrance. It was like literally the Starbucks entrance. It had to be easy 30 cars. And I'm thinking, I guess rates have to go higher. Like I guess there is no recession, because people are spending a fortune on whatever coffee for their morning. I mean, this was a Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? I was up there. Gosh, I can't even remember. Saturday. Geez, I'm bad. Yeah, weekend went like that. It was a Saturday morning. So everybody was in line to get their Starbucks, but it's just like, holy cow. I can't be bothered to line up that long for a coffee. If I was going, I would probably just try and go inside and park. It'd probably be faster. But again, much to Dan's point, is skip the coffee and buy div. It's about the price of a coffee. $2.82 right now. It's literally the price of a coffee. There you go. Good tip. The place to get coffee right now, if you're looking for coffee deal, is A&W has their $1 coffee right now. That's where the cheap coffee is. So your daughter works just to get Starbucks before and after school. I wouldn't want to see that bill at the end of the month, because those coffees are, depending what you buy. I mean, if you just get a regular, maybe even their regular coffee is too expensive now. I can't. I always, yeah. Is McDonald's, is it $1? Usually they run them at the same time, right? Until like the end of November kind of thing. They always have a lot of them have their like the coffee war. So if McDonald's is $1, A&W is $1. I don't know about Tim Hortons. But I would, yeah. $1 is not bad, right? Nothing wrong with that. And he's too cheap to go to McDonald's. Well, there you go. Nothing. It's not. I don't think it's too cheap. I mean, I make my coffee. I make it at home. I mean, I do buy like decent coffee beans. Like that's you have to spend. That's my splurge. I buy good coffee, like coffee I like. I'm not gonna splurge. I'm not gonna cut back on coffee. I try and find it when it's on sale and on Amazon, and then I buy a bunch of it. Lasts me, but I do like coffee. Oh, juice. Have a good day. Yeah, barbarians, so good. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tim Hortons at all. I think their coffee is disgusting. I just have my coffee black, and their coffee black is like, it's like it's been in the pot for a day, and it's like they just warmed it back up again. And It's just not good. It's just not good. And I have this habit of like sipping my coffee, and it will get cold. I just take forever to drink a cup of coffee. And if Tim Hortons coffee gets cold, it is the worst. It's like, yeah, I'd rather gargle with dirt than have to drink a cold Tim Hortons coffee. It's not good at all. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't go out to eat. I don't pick up like fast food very often, but I'm not really a fan of their, like if you're ever in like a pinch, you're on a road trip or something like that, and you got to stop somewhere for coffee and something to eat. I'm not a fan of their food. They used to have like decent, I remember years ago, they used to have, half decent sandwiches and stuff like that, but it's almost like they tried to get too fancy, I find. And it's like, I want just like, Tim Hortons, like a bun, chicken salad sandwich, just the basics. And they're not the same anymore. They tried to get all fancy with paninis and all this other stuff. It just doesn't taste good, I don't think. And their breakfast stuff isn't as good. I think you're just gonna get an egg muffin or something. McDonald's still has the best like egg muffin if you're just in a pinch for something. But I don't go out to fast food very often. I can't remember the last time I had a McDonald's for that. And I didn't know they switched. Did they switch their roasting, or they switched brand? I try and avoid Tim Hortons as much as possible. I'd probably rather go without a coffee than actually have a Tim Hortons coffee, because I don't. And that's why everybody drinks Tim Hortons coffee with like it's like double, right? Because you need the cream and the sugar to make it palatable. That's why it's so bad. And I don't like sugar. I don't have sugar in my coffee, and I don't really have cream in my coffee, so it's just not palatable without it. And I like my coffee strong. And that's coffee at home. I use a French press, grind my beans, and make a good, nice, strong cup of coffee at home. And it is the best at home. Boil the water, grind the beans, and get a nice, decent cup of coffee at home. I'll even go, like if I'm going out on a hike or something like that, I make a pot. I have a thermos, and I'll make a thermos for a road trip and do it that way, because it's better coffee than having to stop somewhere. So they switched. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't they do the dark roast? Do they still have that? They probably do. I think like the dark roast was, I think, better than the other one. Who knows? Maybe that's when they switched. Just not really a Tim Hortons person. I guess I'm not Canadian, but just can't handle it. And I always hated their lids. They still have those stupid lids that used to always spill you used to rip the tab, and they would spill everywhere in your car. Oh, good to know. McDonald's took on Tim's old roasters. That's why their coffee improved. McDonald's coffee is decent. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not. I would pick McDonald's probably over Starbucks regular coffee, just because it's cheaper and it's decent. I'm with Candace. I'd pick a homemade coffee, or anybody's homemade coffee, as opposed to a takeout. But McDonald's is okay. I have to do a poll. I'll do a poll on the tab. McDonald's, Tim Hortons. We'll figure out who's got the best coffee these days. It's probably whoever has it for $1 with the shortest lineup. Yeah. All right. Well, on that note on coffee, my coffee is almost empty. And we're basically almost getting to the end of the stream now. So if anybody has any last minute comments, questions, fire them in the chat. It's always appreciated. If you haven't done it yet, hit that like button. It's probably down there. I think it depends on how you're watching. One of those buttons. Hit the like. It always helps out the stream. And thanks to everybody that subscribe, joins these in. We always get kind of a good conversation. I love how they do get kind of sidetracked into different things, but that's fun as well. We don't have to talk just about stocks and stock news. It's fun to talk about coffee, for sure. And because everybody likes, hopefully everybody that's watching likes coffee, because I do. But definitely appreciate everybody spending the time, taking the time out of your morning, whether it's morning or almost afternoon where you are. It's definitely appreciating, and it helps me really learn. I do appreciate everybody that can jump in with comments, and it helps. Hopefully helps. I think it helps the community as well to find new things to invest in, or new ideas to try and maybe save some money. And I think we have a good group that's kind of started, but really happy with that. And as the channel grows, it can only get better. So if you know anybody on that note with the channel growing, if you know anybody that think would want to hopefully join in to a live stream, pass on the link to the channel. Be great to have more. The more the merrier. Or pass them on to the channel if they want to catch some of the replays. Yeah, if you're just catching in, I think it's going to be Div. That was Candace's suggestion. For the 100th episode, it's Candace. That was a great idea. Is buying 100 shares of something to hold until to keep by 100 shares of something for the 100th episode. And Div did come up. I had mentioned RSI, Roger Sugar, but I think Div is going to be more attainable cost wise than even Roger's on there. But that's a good one. I think I might do that, because the 100th episode is coming up like in two episodes. So I'll maybe put a poll. If Dan, if you have a different idea on something, obviously that's attainable. It has to be. It can't be. I'm not going to buy 100 shares of Apple or Amazon. But if something that's definitely a little bit obtainable, I will try and do that. It's a good idea. But there we go. On that note, we're coming up to the end of the hour. So I do appreciate everybody's time. It's Monday. I do have work today, unfortunately. Back to work. The weekend always goes way too fast. But going forward, I will have this live stream. If you're just catching the end of it now, the replay will be posted onto the channel on YouTube. Takes a while to, right? Yeah, that would be nice. There we go. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe one. No, not even one. So it's nice to have everybody here. It will be posted on there. If you are, as you know, watching the channel, live streams every day, 8 a.m. to about 9. Just go just before 9, kind of get back. I start my day at 9 for work, so it works out quite well. I will have tomorrow's live stream posted later on today on the channel. So if you are subscribed and have your notifications on, you'll have a notification that's gone up, and you can go in there and hit the reminder. You will get reminded that the live stream is going to happen tomorrow, but we'll be here same time, same place. So we start off with a bit of fireplace, and we'll end with a bit of fireplace. So have a great day, everybody. Hopefully the market, I haven't looked since we've been kind of talking on here. Hopefully the market may be a bit of turnaround today. We'll see how things go, but happy investing, happy savings, and we'll catch you in the next live stream. I'm just going to turn on the fireplace.